making all this the subject of the formula, making D the subject of formula here, G the subject of formula here, N the subject of formula here, T the subject of formula here, then B the subject of formula here. So we'll start with the first one, in which we have V equal to square root of GD 1 plus 3B over D. Now, anytime you see a square root, the first thing you need to do if you want to make anything the subject, because in this case we're told to make D the subject. When you want to solve this, you have to square both sides. So you square both sides here, and whenever you square both sides, you observe that when you square both sides, you observe that the square root will go. So v square will now give us v square equal to GD into 1 plus 3B over D. So that's what we now have here now. Now what we just do is to expand the bracket. So we have GD times 1, we have GD plus 3B times GD over D. Alright, so we have D here 1, D here 1. So what we have here now is going to give us GD plus 3BG equal to V square. So what are we looking for? We're looking for D. So we're looking for D. We'll take this part that does not have D to this side. So we have V square minus 3BG is equal to GD. Now, since we have this, we are going to divide both sides by what's close to D, because we're making D the subject. What's close to D here? G. So we divide both sides by G, and we have V square minus 3BG. V square over G, we'll share it out over G equal to D, because G and 1, G and 1. So we have that. This will give us G and 1, G and 1. And what we have is D is equal to V square over G minus 3B. C equal to 2 pi square root of L over G. We are told to make G the subject. If we are told to make G the subject, like I said, anytime you see a square root, you have to square both sides. So let's first of all check what's close to this square root here. We have 2 pi. So since we have 2 pi here, let's divide both sides by 2 pi so that we can have our square root to be on its own. So we have 2 pi here 1, 2 pi here 1. So we have T over 2 pi is equal to square root of L over G. Now we're making G the subject of the formula, so we'll square both sides because of the square root. Let's square both sides. So T times T will give us T square. 2 times 2 will give us 4. Pi times pi will give us pi square, which is equal to L times L. You know that everything here, because of the square root, raised to power 2, the square root will go. So we have L over G. Now we're making G the subject. So if we're making G the subject, we'll cross multiply. We have T square G is equal to L 4 pi square. L times 4 pi square. Now since we're making G the subject, what's close to G here? T square. So we divide by T square. So from here we have that G is equal to 4 pi square, because this L has to be in front. 4 pi square L over T square. Check it out. T times T is T square. 2 times 2 is 4. Pi times pi is pi square. Square root of L over G. Because of the square here, becomes L over G. Now, you cross multiply. T square G is equal to 4 pi square L. Now, because we are making G the subject, we divide what's close to G. What's close to G here? T square. T square here 1. T square here 1. So, because here is 1, here is 1. We now have that G is equal to 4 pi square L over T square. And this is our final answer. Vienna is a very tricky question. I think we're told to make N the subject. So we'll think critically about this question and see what we can do about it. So firstly, we'll divide by arrow, because we don't need arrow here. So we'll divide by arrow. So arrow. So we have that T over arrow is equal to square root of N minus 2 over square root of T minus 2. Now, let's assume that we have square root of 16 divided by square root of 4. Now, we know that square root of 16 is 4 and square root of 4 is 2. So this gave us 2. So that means if we say square root of 16 over 4, 4 here 1, 4 here 4, what is the square root of 4? 2. Now, if for example we say this is square root of 64 divided by square root of 16, we check very well, this will give us 8 over 4, which is 2. So that means if we divide square root of 64 divided by 16, it's supposed to give us square root of 4, which is 2. So square root of 4 is 2. So that means in this case, we can just extend the square root, and this will give us square root of n minus 2 over t minus 2 is equal to t over r. And we're going to square both sides because of the square root that we have here. We'll square both sides. Then this will give us t over r is equal to n minus 2 over t minus 2. So we are making n the subject. So square correct cross multiply, and this will give us t into t minus 2 is equal to r into n minus 2. And we have r n minus 2r is equal to t square minus 2t. We're making n the subject. So take this one to this side. This will give us t square minus 2t plus 2r equal to rn. We're making n the subject. So we divide by what's close to n. What's close to n here? R. So we divide both sides by r. And this will give us t square minus 2t plus 2r. This will divide by r, divide by r, divide by r. So this is what n will give us. R here 1, r here 1. So it's going to give us t square minus 2t plus 2 over r over r.